Hi Leo, welcome to your romantic reading, Love and Romance for the month of June, or at least from now until when I do it again, which will probably be about a month. Um, I had a request to do Love and Romance, so I thought I'd give it a whirl. I do that obviously in my in person with people, but not. This is the first YouTube love reading I've done for Leo. Let's see what's going on. So this is going to be for coupled and dating. This will be you. This will be your person. And after that, I will do a singles reading. And I think eventually I'll break up the coupled and the dating because I do see a difference there. But for now, I'm going to leave it like this because I've done it with the other ones and I just don't want to change that right now. But next time it'll probably be 3 different ones. So let's have a look at you in your romantic situation. You have the Two of Cups. That's really nice. During this period, you're going to see that your desires are matched or mirrored through your partner, or vice versa. Your partner will see that his desires or her desires are mirrored through you. It's a nice partnership. It's a bond. It could be that your relationship is going through a healing phase as well. It could be something like that. But you could also be partnering up in other ways, and this could also be marriage or getting engaged. That's also possible. But there's a really nice bond here. Now, the two of you may be different people, but it works because the desire that you're looking for, obviously if it's a desire, it's something that you don't have. So you find that in somebody else. Let's have a look at your partner. There's good communication during this period, and things that maybe you have been trying to do before could be in flow. It could be moving. There can be a lot of conversation about it, a lot of talk around it. Things may not have landed just yet, but they're definitely flowing. This is a nice, really nice flow in romance and love with the Eight of Wands. You may be traveling together or want to or considering doing some traveling together. 8 is a power number. So I do feel like your person feels quite adequate and powerful at the moment. Whether that's in your relationship or just their relationship, in general. Okay, so you have the devil with you. There can be temptation. If you're dating, I would assume. If you're coupled, maybe, but probably a little less likely. And in any case, even if there's somebody that you're looking at or that you're attracted to, doesn't necessarily mean that you will act on it. But there is temptation around when the devil is concerned. There can be a little bit of sexual prowess also when the devil is around. This may be your partner sexually, that you sync well together physically. I have to do this, so hold on one second. Yeah, that kind of does it, I guess. My fig leaf. But it could also be that for you, you've had trying relationships in the past, and maybe they were physically appealing, but this part, the emotional part, maybe didn't match. Or you could have had fast flings with people, and it wasn't anything that stayed. It didn't have anything that had staying power. But mostly, I would say that the Devil card is about codependency on a very negative level. And so that may be something that you have to deal with, because you are also the one here with the Two of Cups, in the fact that you link yourself to somebody because you think that they have what you do not. In reality, a good relationship is that you provide your own sustenance, that you provide that missing piece within yourself, and that way you're not dependent on somebody else. You're just, I would say, walking side by side and not leaning on anybody. So the devil card in that case could have a lot to do with codependency. And it's possible that in past relationships you've had that and you're trying to break away from it, because there is this healing symbol between the two relationship, between the two people. And so your partner has the Magician card. If this is negatively aspected, which we'll get in the next card with this person, then it can be manipulation. But otherwise, it's focus. And with that Eight of Wands, it's focus. It really is focus. The Eight of Wands is focusing your passions. The Magician is focusing your consciousness and becoming aware of certain aspects of the relationship. Depending on how new it is or not, there may still be a lot of things to discover in a relationship, but the Magician is also focusing on something, mastering it. So your partner could be mastering a particular situation. All of their attention could be going to that particular focus, and this could leave you with the devil energy of just like, hey, what about me, kind of thing. But that's what I mean by, while your partner is focused on something, if you are complete in yourself, you don't have to lean on your partner for what you feel is missing or what you feel you're lacking. So I do feel like your partner is very much concentrated on something that he or she is trying to pin down. Okay, this is you, yet you have the Ten of Wands, so there's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders in regards to relationships or just something that's happening within the relationship. This is the end of a cycle, the beginning of something new simultaneously. That's the 10 frequency. But this is carrying and shouldering responsibility, but it's also taking responsibility for your part in the relationship, right? Because this is taking responsibility and moving forward with it. What have I done in regards to the relationship? What am I doing? What can I best do? But also, like, what are your tasks? What are your responsibilities? You may feel like it's a little bit more than this person, and that person is possibly focused on something else. Because you even see that those Eight of Rods are moving away from you or from this situation. And I'm not saying that the person is leaving you. I'm just saying they could be focused on something else and leaving you with a big part of the responsibility where the relationship is concerned. Let's say you're coupled and you have household chores. You're taking on all the household chores because your partner is busy, I don't know, maybe work-wise, something with their passions. Maybe it could be a passion project. It could be their work that's taking their focus away from situations, something like that. Again, it's a general reading, so take what fits, leave the rest. Then you have the Two of Pentacles here. For me, the Two of Pentacles is trying to maintain equilibrium, emotional equilibrium, but also physical and financial equilibrium through challenges. Two is always about duality, right? Decisions, duality. But as you can see, he's trying to keep all the balls up in the air. He's trying to juggle situations, and I do feel that that's kind of what's going on here. Whoever you are dealing with is juggling with their own situation. I think they're highly focused on what it is that they're trying to find balance with. But all the while trying to maintain a happy attitude. I think you're the one who has a little less of a happy attitude, but that may be because you're taking on a lot of responsibility. Having said that, I do feel that the partner is also trying to maintain some of that and keep a cheerful attitude while all this is going on. With that Eight of Wands and the Ten of Wands, things are coming to a head here. And like I said, maybe they haven't quite all landed yet, but things seem to be coming to a head because we're at 8, 9, and 10, right? We're at the end of a cycle here. Um, okay. So how does that fare for the two of you? Well, that's love, right? This is love. There's absolutely love here. There can be inspired conversations, because this is for me very much about conversations. And I do feel like somebody is inspired, and this could be your partner, but you're supportive. Even though it's taking a lot out of you, I do feel like you're supportive because, again, you have two twos, and that's dualistic. It's two people working together for something, right? Becoming one here. And so, the Ace of Cups is a lovely card. Maybe you inspire each other, you hold each other up. But this is absolutely a new cycle in love. It is an overflow of emotion. So you may at some point say what you need to say, but it would come over rather emotional. This is releasing old emotional baggage, the Devil, and the Ten of Wands, right? Releasing old emotional baggage so you can make room for new, inspired, creative ideas, or just accepting more love that your partner has to offer. Really, really nice reading. I can see some difficulties there on your part, but that could just be, may not even have anything to do with your partner. But it could just be things that are kind of going wrong in your situation right now. But it does seem like you share that burden with your partner with the Two of Cups. And so maybe you're just kind of releasing what you're feeling about what's going on in your life to your partner. And he's trying to maintain or help you maintain some balance. He or she, rather, your partner's trying to help you maintain some balance as well. They seem to be quite focused and moving things in the right direction. So now I'm going to give you a oracle card from the Colette Baron Reid, the Spirit Animal Oracle. It's a pretty popular deck. I like it. I think it's visually pretty. And the oracle itself is it's light, but usually always relates, or it gives some good light answers. You have the flamingo spirit, embrace the in-between. So like I said, I feel like some things are still up in the air. We could be in in-between state, right? And things may be in a state of flux. And again, with this card, something is ending while we're simultaneously beginning something new. So there is this kind of feeling of, all right, is it or isn't it? Will we or won't we? In regards to any decisions that you may be making, because you have two twos, and that is decisions and duality. Is it this or is it that? I would say for people who are wondering about will this relationship go a little bit further, I'm going to say for the time being, I do believe it will, especially with that Ace of Cups. So yeah, it looks like this is the beginning of something really, really nice, especially if this is the beginning of a relationship. There are heartfelt energies there, even though you may have some fears of codependency or being abandoned. That can also be with this card, somebody moving on. It doesn't appear that that's what's happening right now. And for those who are just sort of you're already coupled, you've been with each other for a while, there may be something happening, especially on your partner's side, that just quite hasn't landed yet. And so maybe their focus is really on that and a little bit less on the partnership at the moment. Things are just in a state of flux, but I do feel like things are starting to get very close to finishing up here. And I think that's what you're waiting for as a coupled. That this situation is almost over, and maybe you can let down some of that burden, and your partner can pick up some of the responsibility they may have left on you for a little while they were focused on something else, while they were getting something else going. Okay, I hope this has been helpful. I think I spoke rather quickly, but in any case, that's what I got for this. Until the next time that I do the reading, I'd say this is what is in play, and that will probably be a month. Okay, I appreciate you listening. Thanks for being here. I hope it's been helpful, and I'll return. Thank you. Bye. Hi, single Leos. This is your love and romance reading for, well, I'm doing this on June 12th. I will probably do it monthly, but I just do it in between the other readings when I can. I did have a request for it, however. So here is your single reading. Let's see what's going on with you romantically. I'm going to say this is you, this is your past, this is your future on a romantic level. Okay, so presently you may be getting what you want. You could feel very satisfied with the maybe plethora of dates you've been going on or the attention that you're receiving. This is really emotional fulfillment. And maybe that's something that you're after. You want emotional fulfillment, or you could be already emotionally fulfilled. Or you could just be, I would say, on a negative side, this is gloating. So if you're dating, you want to be careful that you're not too boastful. Of course you want to, of course you want to say what your best attributes are, but Leo can have an inflated ego, and I think especially where new relationships are concerned or dating, you want to know what the person's about, but you also want to say what you're about. Do you know what I mean? It should be even. It shouldn't be all one person. So this person is very full. I'll put it that way. But it is wishes being granted, and so there can be a wish for you that's coming to fruition at this time. So the past has been dodgy. This is a Seven of Swords. This is open enemies. So relationships could have been difficult in the past. There could have been, this is trickery and betrayal. So there could have been some betrayals, possibly on your part, possibly on your partner's part. But this is just betrayals, right? It's also strategizing. So you might be kind of, if you're doing dating apps, you might be strategizing on dating apps. If you see someone you fancy, you may be looking them up on online, that kind of things. This is also open enemies, though. So in the past, relationships could have been a little bit dodgy, a little bit dark, even sometimes with that Seven of Swords. Somebody may have played you, or you could have played somebody else. Also, in the past, there was this feeling of holding back, not really being open completely. There's this feeling of being in a precarious position, like an awkward position. I'm seeing that physically in the cards, but it could just be like something was quite awkward with that Four of Pentacles. Also, you may have had some financial or physical things happening that did not lend well to relationships. And this could be like illnesses of all kinds. It could have been financial constraint. It could have been that you were too sucked into your work and work took precedence over relationships, or somebody just wasn't willing to give. Now, this can be in general, but I do kind of want to give this to you because relationships mirror what's going on internally for us. So even if it is happening on an outside level, outwardly, there's still something that is reflecting within. So you can give this to your partner, but do definitely look at yourself to see where that may fit in your personal situation, in your own way of dealing with romance and love. Okay, so the future looks very, very bright with that Four of Wands. It's marriage. This is a marriage card. It's really a rite of passage. So marriage is part of that. So is engagement, but so is finding that person. Now, this person is somebody who thinks like us, who acts like us. It's somebody who invites us into their situation. So they may be established and they're saying, come and live with me, or this is at least somebody who's saying, let's go out on a date. Now, this can also be the marketplace, the Four of Wands, and so you may be going on to a dating app to see who is, or speed dating. Does that even happen anymore? Do people do speed dating? Anyway, I don't know. I've never been. But in any case, this may be a place where you search for love, right? But it is also finding that solid ground for what you are passionate about. This is definitely something that you're looking forward to. You want to find somebody on the same level as you are with that Four of Wands. And with that, you have the High Priestess. Okay. So yeah, both of these cards are things that are done behind the scenes. They're a little bit secretive. So if you are on a dating site, I would say it probably wouldn't be in your best interest to inflate yourself, to make yourself look more than you are, because that stuff just comes out anyway. And let's face it, it didn't work for you in the past if it's something that you did. Maybe you didn't, but if you did, it didn't work out for you in the past. But the High Priestess is also really something going on behind the scenes. So again, it's that kind of feeling of doing something in secret, which could be sussing the other person out through social media. It can even be catfishing. Really, it could be, especially with this card. And maybe you were catfished in the past, and so you're looking to make sure that it doesn't happen again. You're really looking into it and finding solid ground. Four of Wands is always about foundation, right? It's 4 feet on the ground. It's really like I'm as stable as a table kind of energy. So I really think with the High Priestess there, you're also going to kind of look for somebody who is maybe a little more spiritual. That's also possible. If that is something that you do. Or I wouldn't say religion, because I think that's under the Hierophant card, but very possibly somebody who thinks a lot more like you on a secular level, religiously, or what you deem sacred, right? You want to have that other person understand what you deem as sacred, and hopefully kind of match that as well with the High Priestess card. This is a very passive energy, the High Priestess. So the Magician, right, who comes first, is that solar, male, outgoing energy. They're the ones that go out and pursue. Whereas this energy for Leo, at least during this month or this period, will be more passive. There'll be a passivity there. And that's open to receiving. She's the receptacle. If he's the sperm, she's the receptacle. She's the womb, right? So that male outgoing energy, this is the person that receives that information, receives the messages, receives the likes, that kind of energy. And so you're going to be a little more passive, but receptive. You have to be receptive. And here's the thing. Both this card and this card has him covering up his heart area. And that is not receptive. That is, in fact, when people put their arms up like this, that means they're closed. That means that they're closed off for anything. In this case, this person is full. So they're done. They don't need it anymore. They have it. They're done. And, maybe you are. Maybe you're not open to romance, but I doubt that you'd be listening to this if you weren't. So I'm really not going to give you that too much. But this is saying be receptive. Be receptive. Obviously to people who are similar to you, who act like you, who think like you, that sort of thing. But be a little more receptive with the High Priestess card. Okay, so now I'm going to do this Colette Baron read, the Spirit Animal Oracle card for you. It's a very popular deck. I think it's very pretty, and the messages are good. They're all right. You have Bat Spirit, though, and that's great because it's telling us that a rebirth is assured. So there is either a rebirth in a, well, this is for singles, so I'm not going to say it's a rebirth in an existing relationship. I don't even see something coming from the past. I think it's a rebirth in you and the ability to be more receptive and open. And you have, this is the card five. Five is about change. It's the roller coaster ride, but it is change. You also have two fours, and so for me, that's very much about building strong foundations, and that's what you should do at the beginning of any relationship. Where do I stand? Where do you stand? Can we meet in the middle? Do we match? Be honest from the beginning, and and you have a better chance of finding out if this is something for you or not straight off the bat. Now, obviously, we have to like grow into each other, but this is definitely saying that there is a rebirth for you for sure. And that Four of Wands really tells me that you are definitely going to meet somebody. I don't have a person here. So I feel like this is somebody coming, but I'm not getting a personality. But it does say that it's very possible that within this time, that the spirit of wanting to have somebody around, somebody new, is assured, is a definite possibility. Yeah, no, I'm not getting a personality. So I think we're still open to possibilities here. Thank you for listening. I hope this has been helpful. I will return probably in a month or so. I'm just doing these in between my other readings. So as soon as I can move through the cycle, then I will start again. Thank you for listening. Take good care. Much love. I hope you find it. Take care. Bye.